at the age of 13, I was reading a book and I came across this person that was suffering, and I was like, I wish I could help. And the realization that there are people out there that are also suffering, it came to me, and I was like, let me do something about it. And even though I didn't know what to do or where to start from, I just created an Instagram account, and I was just like, just help with anything you can. We have two hands. One is for helping us, and one is for helping other people.
Hello and welcome to Creative Pulse, a show where we discuss about art, culture, festival, and the creative economy at large. Where we'll be looking at one of the youngest creatives we have in Nigeria and what she's been doing in terms of philanthropy, entrepreneurship, and the cultural space at large. Aisha, welcome to S24 Television.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah. I'm very sure the audience will love to hear your name and what you do.
Okay, so my name is Aisha Ahmad Usman, better known as Aisha Ahmad or Humera Tajis online. And I am into philanthropy, entrepreneurship, and activism, advocacy and activism work, human rights advocacy and child rights advocacy, basically women, child rights, and also animal rights, and a little bit of environmentals.
That's very good to hear. But at your age, how did you start?
It started a long time ago, around the age of 13, but I believe I took inspiration from my mom. She has been in philanthropy for as long as I can remember. She's always been the kind of person that would help out of her pockets, and it always inspired me how she had so little but so much to give. And so taking that inspiration from her, and also from like seeing people need so much help but then no one doing anything at all, I took it upon myself to do my best also and to see how I could help. So at the age of 13, I was reading a book and I came across this person that was suffering, and I was like, I wish I could help. And the realization that there are people out there that are also suffering, it came to me, and I was like, let me do something about it. And even though I didn't know what to do or where to start from, I just created an Instagram account, and I was just like, just help with anything you can. We have two hands. One is for helping us, and one is for helping other people. And yeah, that's just really how it came to life.
And you mentioned in 13, that means you started philanthropic work from age 13, if I
Yes.
can on
Yes.
how? Because I'm very sure at that point, many people are starting to even navigate through life to understand what will be the next meal that will be
Yeah.
coming to the table, not thinking of something extraordinary like that. How did you get to the point of like coming with this such beautiful idea at the age of 13?
Well, like I mentioned, it took inspiration from my mom. It's because I've been seeing her do so many things. Like she would literally walk by someone in suffering and she wouldn't pass without helping. She would go back, help, and to the best of her ability. So I kind of, at first, I was thinking maybe at that young age, I didn't have enough resources or the ability to do much. But I just started with what I had at the time. And it was just like, just also copying from my mom's actions, like just talking to help people on the way. And after school, like there were times where I would literally save up my lunch. I wouldn't eat enough, like just eat a little bit just so I could go out and give it to someone else to eat. And I was just following my mom's footsteps because she taught us that helping is something you can do with, it doesn't like buy a bucket, and like no matter how little it
Yeah,
is, you
it
can
is. You
always
can help
help.
someone with
Yeah, so
it.
that's just how I started. But then of course I did it 13 being in school. I had to pause it. The whole foundation thing that I started, I had to pause it because I didn't know what I was doing. But then in 2021, I came to the realization that I don't have to be rich.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to be working or something. I could literally just open a foundation where not just me, but people like me who want to help others, they can all come together and just like, pitch
That means
in
like
and
you're
see.
leveraging your contacts and
Yes.
see what can you get from them so that you can grow the foundation and help people and help people out of it.
Honestly, not my contacts because
Mhm.
at that age, except my siblings and a few online friends. So I wouldn't exactly say my contacts. When you post online, kind of what my mom did once, when you take a case that's going on and you post it online, there might be other people who will be willing to help. Whereas this person, how much do you need? And they all pitch in. Because if I were to say to do it alone, I'm a student
Sure,
and I don't have enough to do it on my own.
sure.
But putting it out there, I am very, very sure there's lots of people out there who would want to help, who would want to pitch in also. So that was how it came to life. And I didn't want to start with big projects, so I started with just a little bit like water projects, donating for water, and then like paying scholarships for students. And that was how it came to life.
How do you, let me say, walk around philanthropy, education, entrepreneurship before we even go deeper into how do you mix all this with marriage?
Well, when it comes to entrepreneurship, I believe it's something that instead of dividing my focus, because like I told you, I do a lot of things. I
Yeah.
do poultry farming, I do bahur business, and I also do a little bit of clothing business. So instead of dividing my attention, I kind of focused it on one thing and make sure that it started growing before I turned to another thing. And by doing that, I kind of like gained independency like each thing. So I don't really know how I
How you do
handle it
it?
altogether. I just do it. Whichever comes up, it didn't try, don't tell me. I just handle that. If it's poultry farming, I receive a call, oh, we need to buy more food. I handle that. Whichever comes up, I handle it. And then I also manage that with schooling. So it's a bit hectic, but alhamdulillah, I think it's part of the process of getting to where I want to be.
Okay. You do entrepreneurship. You still go to school.
Yeah.
How do you manage to take care of the man that's called your husband? No, because I know definitely it's something that is kind of tasking. You go to school, come back. Even in school, your mind is, what will I do to for this man when I get back home? So how do you handle it?
Well, when it comes to school, I've been studying in Cairo University. But then after getting married, I only got married this December. Coming back to Nigeria, I'm kind of transferring. So I'm still in between that. I'm more at home. And also, alhamdulillah, I have a very supportive husband because there are times where I would wake up not feeling too good and he would be the one to handle literally everything. And I would just be there resting. Even with school, no matter what comes my way, I believe I would be able to handle it because of how much he supports me.
You do advocacy. You leverage more on social media. How far have you seen the success rate? Have you got to the point where you say, okay, today I'm successful, I'm happy I started this, or you're at the point where you'll be saying, oh, I wish I could just wrap up this and keep it aside?
Honestly, it's a mix between those two because for me, alhamdulillah, I've seen the benefits of advocacy and I've seen how it actually works. Because I'm still at the point where, of course, there's room for growth, there's room for doing more. But I don't know if you saw, but a few months back, there was this case of an Almajri that was being brutally beaten by his malam.
In Maiduguri, if I
Yes, in
could recall,
Maiduguri.
sure.
So at the time when I saw it, I was infuriated. I mean, honestly, like everyone else, I was infuriated. But then I was literally, I felt like it was my own kid or my brother that was in that situation. So I was out there enraged. How do I help? And this lady, Zara Allen, she messages me. She's like, talk to the commissioner. Here is her phone number. And I thought maybe it would be like one of those online pranks of people trying to act like they know someone. And I didn't take it serious at first, but then I took it and I messaged her and I was like, oh, this is actually the commissioner. And funny enough, she took the keys very seriously. I was the person that managed to track down the person because you know how when people save the video too much, it gets blurry?
Yeah.
But I managed to use my own creativity and track down the account that the video was posted on. And I kept going through the comments and I found someone that said he knows where this person is located.
Sure.
And just through all of that, I was able to locate the person, the local government, sent it to the commissioner, and she was keeping me updated, and we managed to catch the person. So at that time, I felt like this is something that I started thinking that it was just like posting on social media, but this is me
Yeah.
getting to the point that I'm talking to the commissioner on the phone and actually got successful enough to even catch the person.
Yeah.
And that was the point where I realized that this is something that even though it's slow, it is still worth it. Like the wait is absolutely worth it. But alhamdulillah, to this day, I'm still at the point whereby I need more like to grow. I need to like, do more. But alhamdulillah, it's just a mixture of those things.
How do you handle writing? You're a writer. How did you start writing? And how do you even handle creative block, which is something every writer or every creative is always battling? How do you handle it?
Well, when it comes to writing, I started at the age of 13 also. Because that was the age that I got
Aisha, what did you not start at age 13?
well, that was the age that I got a phone because I've always had that much creativity from reading so many books, watching so many movies.
Sure.
So, getting a phone was kind of like my key to like opening
Opening
up
up,
my
yeah, the
creativity like, to the
creativity.
fullest.
Sure.
So that was when I discovered Wattpad. I was like, oh, so actually I can read books and read books. And I was like, okay. And it was just a silly book like that I just thought of and I started writing it and it came to life. And then ever since I've been just like I don't even write them down in the way that I want to.
Yeah.
Because as of the moment I have about 30 books drafted that have not been able to
To
work out.
publish, yeah.
Yeah, because it's not just about envisioning the story. Oh, I have a storyline. I have this girl who's going to meet her lover. She's going to get married. The end. No, it's more like you have to write the chapters down, and every sentence, every conversation between the characters, the names, the location. So because of
So
that,
that like it will feel so real. Yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah.
exactly. So it's going to take up a lot of time.
Mhm.
That's why I've not been able to do as much as I've been wanting to, also handling other things. But also the creative block, like it comes a lot because there's this book that I've been writing for over a year now. In my own thoughts, I thought I would be able to finish it in 3 months, but it's been a year now, and I'm still at like chapter 10, I think, out of 30. So it's something that it's like a battery. It comes in full and then it runs out, and you have to give yourself the time and the space to fully recharge and get back into it. And I believe for me, the way that it works is giving myself the time to rest, and also like reading more books. So like that creativity comes back to you, and watching more movies, and then it just comes back to you, and then you feel inspired to write all of a sudden.
Talking about inspiration,
Mm.
when it comes to the creativity aspect, who is your inspiration?
Honestly, when it comes to creativity, it's my mom. I have so many things about my mom that I just love. She inspires me so much. Even creativity, my mom is not a book person exactly, but the way she carries herself through things, it inspires me so much, and it opens up my mind. I'm like, if she can do this, then I wonder what I can also do. Cause like I'm literally
Yeah,
like a
carbon
replica.
copy,
Yeah,
maybe.
and I
Yeah.
come from her, so I can only imagine what I can take from her and do. So that's just it. And she has always taught me to believe that my mind has no limits. You can always do more, do more. And even my dad, he has been absolutely amazing. And his nickname for me is
Okay, now you're
Computer.
trying to bring that so that he will not say your favorite
No,
mom.
not exactly that, but because he's also given me his own support. My dad has been
Yeah.
very supportive of my education. He calls me his computer. And he always tells me how like there's also no limits to what I can do. Like just keep doing, keep doing. Because if I can be a computer, then computer has no
Yeah,
limits.
has no
You can just
limits,
do more, you
surely.
can do more. And alhamdulillah, with their support, and like I've been able to do more than I could ever picture myself doing.
How is life in Cairo and how is life in Nigeria?
Life in Cairo is it's
I mean, is there any comparison? Like maybe, do you prefer Cairo to Nigeria or
oh
do you
no.
prefer Nigeria
I
to
would
Cairo?
definitely take Nigeria over Cairo
Please,
any
why?
second,
Yeah.
because I'm the kind of person that gets homesick very easily. And also in Cairo, it has been like a major change in my life, like having to live in a place where there's no one that you can call my own. You just live in a strange place and you have to adapt to them and everything. I mean, they're lovely people, alhamdulillah. You can meet like good and bad people. But also I just miss the feeling of being in an environment where people will talk and I'll hear someone speaking outside. I'm like, oh, that's my person. And like having like seeing other fellow black people like just walking around, like the peace of it, it just alhamdulillah, I prefer Nigeria over Cairo, honestly. I mean, there's so many things you can do in Cairo. There's no limits to it. There's so many opportunities that you can grasp there, more than we do in Nigeria, like definitely. But Nigeria is still my home. It's the one place that I can never give up over anything.
Wow. Talking about like you mentioned sibling. Are
Yeah.
you the elder or
Oh,
you're the
we're 9, and I'm the 7th. So I have
close to the last one?
close to the last one. I only have 2 little ones
Yeah,
after
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but my siblings are also there. We're 9.
Okay, let's talk about that. You know, there are sometimes where you'll be doing things and your sibling is like, kira sa me zaki sai rubutu? How do you handle that siblings criticism? You know, there are things you'll be doing, you feel, let me go and meet here one. He will like help me, but why writing? Can't you see your mate doing things like this? Like, how do you do that? What's the relationship like between you and your siblings?
Well, when it comes to writing, honestly, they've been very supportive. Especially my older sister, yeah, Anura. She's also a very big fan of books. I would steal her books. She doesn't know this is me exposing myself.
Okay, please, yeah, Amira, it's S24. Forgive her for that.
Where I would steal her books when she wouldn't know and read them and then put them back. Some I would just keep for myself.
Yeah.
So most of my siblings are not really into books, but they never really criticize me for writing.
Sure.
Because most of them would be like, oh, let me read that. What's your username on what pad? I'm gonna go search it up. Some of them actually created an account because of me. So it was never really writing, it was more of the advocacy thing. Because when I started reaching the point where I was communicating with commission and everything, they were like, this is getting into a little like politics related. Do you think it's safe? And putting yourself out there, people know your name, do you think it's safe? That kind of thing. That was the only thing that they kind of showed care about. I wouldn't say exactly criticizing, But yeah, they've always been very supportive, alhamdulillah. They were just more worried about me being online and always talking about something people wouldn't necessarily
And that is
appreciate.
exactly what I want to talk to you about next.
Mhm.
As a typical Hausa girl coming from a Hausa family, and you being at the forefront of activism, or let me say, being at the forefront of creativity, how do you handle online bullies?
Well, alhamdulillah, there's not been much bullying online because most of the things that I talk about is something people widely agree on. I think the part that kind of got a bit controversial was the part about child abuse, where I would be like, Dukanyara, beating a kid is child abuse. And people would be like, no, but how do you discipline your kid? How are you supposed to get them to be straight?
Yeah, back and
Yeah.
forth.
And it's like, if you instill a fear in a child, that's not discipline. That's them fearing you, doing it out of fear. And the second you're out of view, you're going to do a lot worse than you can imagine.
Sure,
because you're only doing it for your sake. And I think it was also around the time where the Benin killing happened. The Benway, sorry, Benway.
Yeah, the Benway killings.
I
Yeah.
also came out and spoke about it because I have a little bit of knowledge regarding what people can do on social media. And because me being a writer, I know how people word certain things to sound in a way. I was like, if you can imagine, these people are trying to make us fight each other.
Yeah, like they're trying to manipulate
Yes,
whatever it is that is
because
happening.
if I'm to deliver news to you, I could just be like, 10 people got killed in Benway. But me saying 10 Fulani people got killed by bandits in Hausa, like wording it.
Sure.
And that was a video that got me so much hate because people were like, oh, you're trying to protect your Fulani brothers. You're trying to do this, you're trying to do that. And my husband at the time was like, you know what, let's just stick to advocacy and leave the
But he doesn't want
that. It was like, for your own peace, because he knows I can be very sensitive, like very, very sensitive. So it was like, for your own peace of mind, let's just keep the thingy related to child abuse and stuff. Just leave the whole thingy apart. And I was like,
And I think that is where I want to talk about your mental health advocacy. How do you feel our people relate to mental health generally?
Honestly, I feel like a lot, like everyone, 90% out of 100 people are suffering from hidden things that they don't talk about. And I am a witness because I went through a lot. And at the time, even having a big family, I didn't have anyone to talk to. In the sense that I felt like I was a failure if I would go to them and talk to them about it. I would be looked down on. I would be the black sheep of the family. And it just kind of secluded me in one place. And I keep thinking in my head, if I can feel that way, then I wonder how many people are also feeling like that out there. And so I started talking about it. I started with writing stories about how I overcame my depression and everything. And funny enough, people started being like, oh, me too. I also went through similar. I also went through. And then we kind of started bonding over that. And I was like, wait, if you guys can now talk about it, how about we start making steps and efforts towards overcoming it? And then I was like, let me start talking more about mental health because some people, most of us, especially like Hausa and Muslims, we think depression is just religion related. You're not praying enough. You're not being religious enough. So talking more about it has gotten people to realize that this is something that's deeper than that. It's deeper than religion. Because if the prophet at one point could have deep sadness,
and
then
he
who are
left
we?
home like to go and
Exactly.
circulate himself.
Exactly.
Sure.
Then who are we? I mean, he's the most beloved to all of us, and he's the person that we copy from. So if he can be in that situation, then who are we to not be in that situation?
Sure.
So that has been a roller coaster, alhamdulillah. It has been something that people widely accept, alhamdulillah, because like I said, people are going through a lot. So having someone to be like, it's okay, you have other people also, it has been bringing out a lot of people, alhamdulillah.
We do something in this house called rapid fire. I will ask you a question, and it's going to be yes or no, or you choose one. No in between.
Okay.
No maybe. No. You must answer.
Okay.
Agree?
Agree.
Okay. Books or movies?
Movies.
How?
Because okay, so I see movies because like I told you, I'm an empath and I am very sensitive. Watching the emotions unravel is something different for me. Even though it's books, you read it and then you're left with your imagination. But then watching it unravel, especially when the actors are good at what they do, it just stirs up this emotion in me that I cannot even explain.
Seriously, as a writer, you will account for what you said. I am yes. Because I don't understand how a writer will choose movie over a book.
Well,
I'm sure there is someone that if you watch this one, you say no.
Like, are you serious?
Yes.
A writer. But honestly, for me, I mean, it's the books that bring the movies to life, and it's the actors that read it and they bring that like written words into life. So in a way, it's their creativity bringing yours
Thank
out.
God today someone said something I've been saying and people
Yeah.
are not relating to. And let me ask you the next one.
Okay.
Politics or activism?
Oh, activism, definitely.
Okay. Single life or married life? Why you still no. I don't want cheating.
Married life, definitely.
I don't want cheating. He is not here. He doesn't even know what we are doing. So like you
Married,
just have to answer.
married life,
Okay.
definitely.
And I want to ask, if you're to drop one thing out of the things you do, what will it be?
Clothing business,
Why?
because it's the least important to me. I could not drop.
Okay,
I
okay.
cannot drop the whole business because I love perfume.
Yeah,
I cannot drop that. I cannot drop poultry farming because it's something I grew up seeing my parents do, and it's something that also brings a lot of profit. Alhamdulillah.
Okay.
So,
Last but not the least, I don't want to put it in a way that people will say, why will you ask that? I just want it to be, if you are working and like if you're working and you see two doors, one is showing you a way to maybe bigger library that you never knew about. Oh, why are you smiling?
because it's already getting hard. Like,
and the other one is pointing you to a direction where there are things maybe you don't like, and your husband is there. Which will you choose?
Get me to my husband. Because at the end of the day, no matter how much I hate things, he will be able to make them better. Inshallah.
Thank you so much for coming, Aisha. And I can surely say people would love to hear your last word regarding everything we discussed and what will be your advice to the growing youth in Nigeria.
Okay, so when it comes to my last words, honestly, I would just say just do what makes you happy. Because right now we live in a life where we do everything for the sake of social media, for the sake of what people will think, what people will comment, and we forget to do what we actually like. So I would always say don't do something because someone else is doing it. Maybe like just live a life that's not yours. Do what makes you happy, even if it doesn't necessarily look aesthetic, even if it doesn't look like something people would appreciate. Just do it as long as it's something you like, and as long as it's something that makes you happy, just do it. And when it comes to my advice, it's that a lot of us right now are more focused about making money, just not being broke, hustling, that we forget there's so much we can offer to each other instead of just focusing on what we can do for ourselves. And I know that that may be like a bit controversial, but if you look around, don't wait for someone else to do what you can do. That's basically if I'm to summarize it all, don't wait for someone to do what you can do. Don't wait for someone to do it because it's their job. If you can do it, do it. Do not wait for change. Be the change that you want to see in the environment. Be the change that you want to see in others. And if we are to do that, then I cannot even begin to imagine the impact that we can have on others and the change that we can make in our society.
Oh, I think this is one of the most open-minded discussion I would say I had in a long time because I love it when someone is free and you narrating how you started from the age of 13 is still something I would say I'm very impressed about because not everyone, if you can do yourself, not everyone at the age of 13 is thinking beyond what you've been thinking of. And you having a very supportive parent is something I would say you should hold on to. And to your husband, I would say he's lucky. I've seen instances where you mention him above yourself. And it's a good thing for every woman to understand that, yeah, that love is there, but like considering him as someone, as a man, they say they don't have emotions, but we know they have emotions. Yes, we know they have emotions. So it's something I would likely say you should hold on to. And I hope next time if we invite you, please, he will allow you to come down here again.
Inshallah.
All right.
Inshallah.
And at this point, I would say we've come to the end of Creative Pulse, where we had a discussion with Aisha Ahmad Usman, or let me see, Aisha Taj, and you've heard all we discussed with her. I would urge you to join us next time on another interesting episode. I remain Samira Usman Adam. See you next time.